What's up guys, westerntuna here. This is episode 1 of my playthrough/walkthrough of Warzone 2100. If you haven't seen already, I recommend you watch episode 0. Episode 0 contains the CG intro, game history, and game mechanics that I won't be able to discuss during the actual game without getting bogged down. This episode contains missions alpha 1 through 3 of the main campaign, and there are timestamps for the beginning of each mission down below in the description. But that's enough talking, let's hurry up and start.
Transport destinations follow. Alpha, Western Sector. Beta,
Alpha, you are cleared for takeoff. Check. Good luck and good hunting.
Approaching landing zone. Team Alpha, your briefing commences. Commander, you lead Team Alpha, one of 3 expeditionary teams sent out by the project to recover artifacts from before the collapse. Your destination lies in the Western Zone. Commander, you are to establish a base in this sector. Once the base is established, begin your search for a pre-collapse structure located in this sector. This building is believed to contain advanced neural synapse technology that is vital to the success of the project.
With our mission briefing over, we're probably dumped in our new home. First things first, we gotta build a base. I built a command center, a factory, and a power generator for starters. As soon as those are complete, I begin work on a second factory and a second power generator. When my first power generator is completed, I begin work on my first research center. While I'm waiting, I have to factory build another engineering unit to try and speed things up a bit, and then send it to build a second research station. At the same time, I send my 4 starting machine gun tanks now in a group to explore the fog of war, while my available engineer is sent to build an oil derrick at the nearby energy source. This activates the next mission objective.
Briefing commences. Scavenger raiders are approaching our base. Defend the base, then destroy the scavenger camps.
I build my 3rd research station while my tanks repel the first attack. While building my base, I'm careful to keep the main path to my HQ and my landing zone clear. With my main base mostly complete, I send my tanks out to begin liberating the wasteland. I quickly discover a small outpost with an oil derrick and my first artifact a little north of my base. No walkaway speech here, I learned my lesson in Road Warrior. I quickly eliminate the outpost and nab the artifact for myself. While my units are mopping up, I head over to my research station and begin researching the new artifact and upgrade to my machine guns. With the outpost destroyed, I put my 2 remaining units on standby while I queue units for construction and set up the factory waypoints, something I honestly should have done already. A couple units for now should be more than enough for the current threat. I chose this location for the factory waypoints because of its big open space, central location, and adjacency to the LZ. I put my units on orders to retreat at heavy damage, and with no current way of repairing them, I go ahead and recycle them for the refunded energy. Because I forgot to do this earlier, I now have to wait for the units to be produced for me to proceed with the mission. While waiting, I begin construction on an oil derrick at the outpost I just destroyed. I also begin working on a 3rd power generator. With my little mini army ready, I send them up north, group them up, and put them on orders to retreat at heavy damage. I find yet another scavenger base, this time with a factory, but my tanks make short work of it. Destroying the factory reveals yet another artifact and the location of the next scavenger base. While my army moves west, I send an engineer to build another oil derrick at the energy resource we just freed up. Aw, the squishy set up an ambush! Isn't that cute? I find another raider base, this time with more defenses, so I have my units focus fire on what I deem the biggest threats. I quickly make short work of it and nab yet another artifact. I send my units down south and find yet another scavenger base, and using focus fire, I take down most of the base. However, at this point I realize that I forgot to research all the artifacts I grabbed. Before my units can destroy the base, I have them retreat and send 1 unit to pick up the artifact. There's no time limit on this current mission, and I'm in no rush, so I go ahead and start some base building. I build some machine gun towers, which I recently researched, down at the south part of this base for no particular reason and not totally because I already know what's going to happen in the next mission. And then I start researching the artifacts I just picked up. I got the repair turret, so I don't have to recycle my damaged tanks anymore, and tank traps, which are totally useful. Not really. With my repair turret researched, I can design a couple new units. I start out with the Viper body, which is a standard body, standard wheels, and the flamer turret, which I've researched earlier. I then do the same body and wheels, only this time I use the repair turret. I now have the ability to build these two new vehicles at any basic factory. I built several machine gun units, a few flamer units, and a couple repair units, and have the bulk of my force gather in my staging grounds. With everything I wanted to accomplish, I send the lone tank I left by himself to destroy the last of the scavenger base and complete the mission.
Objective accomplished.
Oh, that didn't take long at all.
Congratulations, Commander, on securing the first zone in your sector and recovering the artifacts. We have an additional mission for you. This power surge was detected a few minutes ago by our HQ. Analysis of the pulse indicates a major power source to the south of our position. Investigate and secure the area. Recover any artifacts in the vicinity. Mission.
With my army already in place for this mission, I send them south to start investigating with machine guns and explosions. The machine gun towers I put at the south part of my base quickly mop up any units that might have shot down on my base. My new flamer units melt the raider defenses like butter, and I continue pushing south. I of course put all my units on retreat at heavy damage, just in time to discover another base and destroy it. This nabs me another artifact and I begin to research it. I keep pushing south and find a hill with several machine gun bunkers and a sensor tower. I quickly eliminate all the targets and destroy the sensor tower to reveal yet another artifact.
Artifact detected. Artifact recovered.
From here I push to the west to see what machine gun towers in my base keep shooting at behind my base. I make sure to research the artifact I just picked up, which is the sensor. Ha! It's a fire truck that shoots fire! Lo and behold, it's a scavenger raider base overlooking mine. So, of course, I gotta send my units in to wipe them out. I send my flamer units on standby to the southern area where I've cleared. I then send my machine gun tanks back to base to recycle and replace them with my new upgraded twin machine gun tank. With plenty of time left in the timer, I'm in no rush. I make sure I have plenty of new twin machine gun tanks and send them back south. I also steal the raiders' idea and build a sensor tower and a machine gun tower to protect it on the hill I cleared earlier. The sensor tower allows me to see a large amount of areas so that I can respond more quickly to any threats. As my main force pushes south, I run into more and more resistance and find out that this power source is coming from a raider base. For some reason, they have a power generator. Their base, however, stands no chance against my tanks, and I quickly wipe them out to end the mission. But not before I start trying to build a couple more defenses for my sensor tower.
Briefing commences. We have recovered valuable power generation technology. Research it, then use it to upgrade your power generator. We can then begin our search for the synaptic link technology.
Once again, I do not have a mission timer, so I plan on milking this as long as possible. After sending my units back to base to regroup and repair, I begin research on the power generator upgrade, and I also begin construction on my secondary forward base. This is going to be a launching point for future missions to come. Suffering from I know what's going to happen next itis, I begin construction on a few defenses in the southeast part of the map. This is going to take a while, so I also take a dinner break. Armed with a bowl of chicken pasta, I finish up my base. This will be a key forward position for any future missions. The two factories will allow me to deliver freshly made units straight to the front lines, as opposed to having them travel across the map from my main base. To fill it out, I've got a research station and a power generator. You could argue that this is a horrible spot for all those buildings. And you can also argue that the double layer of machine gun towers near the southeast part of the map, along with Machine Gun Tower Mountain, and a highway riddled with more machine gun towers is semi-pointless and redundant. And you'd be right. Partially. The reason for all this is that if my army were to be destroyed in any future engagements that I totally don't know about already, all this will slow down any enemy advancement until my main base can produce enough units for a counterattack, or I can build more defenses without losing anything too important. With me feeling confident in my current positions, I built the power generator upgrade to complete the current objective and trigger the next mission.
Commander, the first 2 zones are now secure. Transport reconnaissance reveals numerous pre-collapse ruins near this location. Load an assault force into the transport. The transport will then fly you to the landing zone. Upon landing, explore the ruins and recover any artifacts in the vicinity.
This is my first mission away from my base. I only have 15 minutes to complete the objective, including time spent preparing up my base. The transport ship can only hold 10 units and no reinforcements are available. Because of this, I'm going to have to move fast and loud. I choose 10 of my twin machine gun Viper units, load them up, and ship them out. The transport ship drops me off at the southernmost part of the map, completely opposite of the objective. My approach to this mission is a straight up thunder run. I send my units through the main canyon running down the center of the map. The raiders have set up ambushes and traps along the way, but I have my tanks constantly moving without bothering to stop. The upgraded twin machine gun turrets wipe out any enemies before I even finish passing them.
Artifact detected.
I reach the objective with little trouble. It's an artifact for the heavy machine gun, guarded by a flamer tower and a few raider buggies. I send in a single unit to grab the artifact and receive a new objective. Return to the LZ for pickup. I could also complete the mission by searching for and destroying all enemy units, but I honestly couldn't be bothered. I turn around and head back the way I came. The raiders have set up an even larger ambush on the way back, but again, it's no trouble for my tanks. With plenty of time left on the timer, I have my tank stop and hold position while I complete all available research so I don't have to in the next mission. With the heavy machine gun turret researched, I design a heavy machine gun Viper unit and start constructing some at my factories. With this done, I go ahead and send my units down south to complete both the mission and this episode.
Return to LZ. Objective accomplished.
This concludes the very exciting episode 1. Questions, feedback, concerns? Please feel free to comment or send me a message. Otherwise, I'll see you next episode where shit starts to hit the fan. Thank you for watching. I'm Western Tuna.
Mission successful.